Hello, I'm Stephanie, and this is a Texas Peach Knits mini-sode. Thank you for joining me for this mini episode of the Texas Peach Knits podcast. I'm Stephanie, and I'm coming to you from west of Fort Worth, where I live with my musician husband and homeschool my 4 children. We're on summer break, and I am just popping in to update you all on a couple of my projects, as well as talk about my current make-along that I am hosting on Instagram. If you are new to my channel, I really appreciate you coming and spending some time with me. I really enjoy watching podcasts while I knit, and I know that you have so many options, so I appreciate you spending some time with me. I'm currently hosting a make-along on Instagram called the Texas Peach Knits Fluff Your Stash Make-Along 2023. It has a really long hashtag, which I will share at the bottom of the screen. If you post any picture on Instagram that has to do with fluffing your stash, and that pertains to any kind of photo that is about you organizing, sorting, decluttering, tidying up, or beautifying your stash, as well as using any project, knitting on any project, as well as other crafts. I'm including all the things. So if you sew, or if you cross stitch, if you scrapbook, almost any home art, if you need to organize it this summer or work on old projects, then use my hashtag and you will be entered to win prizes. I'm planning to give away at least 3 prizes over the course of the summer. The first one I will give away on my next episode. And I will be sharing with you today some of the things I will be giving away. So for my fluffing my stash, I am working on several of my whips that I just need to get taken care of. And what I consider a stash whip is anything you started prior to June 1st, anything that's using yarn or materials or patterns that you purchased prior to June 1st. So really the only thing that would not count is if you bought brand new materials, brand new pattern, and all the stuff new after June 1st. Pretty much everything else counts. This is just for fun and for us to encourage each other. So I'm working on my Fosette along, which is part of Devin of Knitty McPurly's Fosette along 2023 knit along. And this is a gorgeous summer tea pattern designed by Devin Ventre, and I am knitting it out of Hempathy. I share all the color names and content of this fiber. It does contain hemp, as well as other summery blends, but I'm not going to read the tags today. I have all of that on my last episode, so if you would like that information, please pop over to the show notes of that episode, and I might put them down in my show notes today. So I have knit the entire yoke of this sweater, and I am on the stockinette stitch around the waist, and this is where I am. So this is my Fosette, and it has this beautiful color work, which I have changed up quite a bit. I did extra rows with slip stitching. I didn't follow the exact guidelines for color placement. I kind of did what I liked as I went, which the nice thing about this pattern is it's pretty flexible, so you can adjust it to how you like your colors. It calls for 3 colors of DK weight yarn, which I have 3, but I've seen many people make beautiful Fosettes out of scraps and putting together multiple colors of yarn that they had. So I have this dark purple for the bottom part, and so I'm going to have about 6 more inches probably of dark purple. I'm planning to make this a little longer than the crop because it will be more flexible for me in my wardrobe, and I have enough of the dark purple Hempathy yarn. I also plan to put a little bit of a sleeve on this, and probably halfway down my arm. That's what I'm planning. I do like it cropped, and I know Devin says don't be hot, and I live in Texas, so I'm hot, but I also sunburn. And when you have a large white area out in the sun, you're gonna get sunburned. I even bought 100 sunscreen this summer, so that's how serious I am about that. Now, whether or not I remember to put it on is a whole nother story. So this is my Fosette, and I'm trying to finish this by the end of June. So I wanted to show it to you because I put it on a piece of scrap yarn so I could try it on, which if you'd like to see a picture of me wearing it, you can hop on over to my Instagram, Texas Peach Knits. Okay, so this is very exciting. I love it very much. The next project I've been working on is a little mini knit along with Walden Emily, and she has the Walden podcast, which is very lovely, and you will hear all about her baby and her knitting projects, as well as little home things and books, which I adore. So we have a lot of things in common, and we chose the same yarn from the Hobby Lobby clearance, and that was the Paton's Kroy socks in the Midnight Orchid colorway. Beautiful, beautiful color. And I ended up putting this together with a Eggplant Knit Picks Stroll fingering weight. And I am following a pattern from the One Skein Wonders sock yarn book. So I also have all of the information from that pattern in the show notes, so you can look there. But so this is basically, I am striping the self-striping with a solid. I am planning on making these long because they're very thick, especially with the two stranded together where the slip stitches are. And so I want them to be longer so that I can wear them when it is very cold here, which is not often, but when it is very cold, you need warm clothes. So our houses are probably not as well insulated as people who live in cold weather all the time. So I plan to maybe put this much more on the leg length. We will see. So I've already done one whole repeat of the colorway. As you can see, it started out with this olivey green, and I just knit the olivey green again. So this was one whole repeat of the self-striping. So I will probably do another half. We'll see. And then I'm going to do the heels in purple and then carry on with the pattern and do the toes in purple. So I'm really enjoying this. This has been my car knitting and my music lesson knitting because my children are taking extra music lessons this summer, which is very exciting for them because my musician husband, whose record collection is over here, usually teaches them all of their instruments. So it's nice for them to get some outside advice from other musicians. So that is my Midnight Orchid Paton's Kroy self-striping socks. All right, so I have a few acquisitions to show you, and I was not planning on having acquisitions because I am supposed to be stash fluffing, right? However, a knitting friend of mine, Liz, who she used to be the dyer behind You and Dye, like the sheep You and Dye, like dye yarn. She was cleaning out some of her yarn from her days when she was dyeing because she's planning to reopen her shop in the future with a fresh load of colorways. So she invited me over to look through some of her things, and I took home some treasures. So thank you so much, Liz. I really enjoyed it very much. Now, one of the treasures she gave me was something else from Knitty McPurly, and it is the first Lent calendar that Knitty McPurly dyed. And so this was not this past Lent, but the Lent prior. And she asked me if I thought I might want to knit it. And of course I said yes. And I plan to take this out next year in February for Lent. So part of being a frugal knitter is you can almost never knit the cool thing when it's cool. It's actually quite odd that I'm knitting the Fosette with everybody else, but that's okay. I'm using stash from a while ago, but you don't always get to knit the cool thing when it's cool, and so you get to knit the cool things a few years later. So, so I am just super grateful that she was willing to let me have this, and I can't wait to knit it. It is, I'm sure, going to be very fun. So here is the little boxes that it came in, and this year, the first year that she did this, she put a little Bible verse in each box for each day of Lent, and I will show you the Ash Wednesday box because I already peeked inside. So this is the first day, and it has the little gray yarn for Ash Wednesday, which is perfectly appropriate. So very, very beautiful and very excited to knit this. And the little Bible verse inside, it says, "You are dust, and to dust you shall return," Genesis 3:19. So every day of Lent, I will get to open up one of the boxes and knit the pattern for the Lenten shawl. So that is really, really neat, and I am looking forward to it. So you guys are going to have to remind me that I have this so I don't forget next Lent. So the next thing Liz sent me home with were two of her hand-dyed colorways, and I believe these were both like oops colorways from when she was dyeing. They were not ones that she actually sold. And the first one is this mushroom colorway, and it is just a very light brownish tan, like a mushroom. And she had started this lovely crochet project with it. But me, in helping her fluff her stash, she didn't want to finish this, so she sent it home with me. And the other colorway she gave me is this beautiful purple, gray, and gold. And it's showing up pretty appropriate. I would say it's maybe a little bit more lilac-y purple than it's showing. It's a little less gray and a little more lilac. But these are lovely, lovely, lovely. And I love purple, as you saw from my first two projects I showed today. And I love purple with orangey gold type colors too. So this will be delightful to knit once I figure out what I'm going to knit it into. The last thing that Liz sent me home with is something that I will be including in my make-along prizes. So first of all, she gave me a few mini skeins. And these two were a trial Pull Dark colorway. So if you've seen the show Pull Dark, there is a red-haired woman with a green dress. So this was trying to emulate her. And I love anything including redheads, so I'm happy to incorporate these minis into something. These are DK weight minis. And then this was just a lonely DK speckled mini. I need to get myself to do a scrappy project. I haven't ever started a scrappy project. And these are two fingering weight minis, which I have tons of fingering weight things that I would like to turn into some kind of blanket. But making the decision about what to knit is holding me back. So I have just like, I'm just collecting at this point. So, okay, so here is the exciting thing for you all. These are collections of Easter minis, and they are also DK weight. And I have enough to keep one for myself and give away 3. So each of my 3 first giveaways that I do will each also include a set of Easter minis. Now these would be delightful as a hat. I also think you could follow Anna Knitter's Easter egg pattern to make adorable Easter eggs out of them. Aren't they just amazing? So these are purple, blue, green, pink, and yellow, and they are just delightful. So the first winner of my make-along will get this, as well as anything else that I find, and I'll share that when I give it away for the package. So it will be a nice little prize. So I have been doing some stash fluffing, and one of the first things I did was I went through all of my knitting magazines. I have been knitting a very long time. I've been knitting more than 20 years, and I have collected many, many knitting magazines from having subscriptions, from purchasing them used at used book and magazine stores, and from finding them in surprising places. So I have gathered many knitting magazines. So today I'll show you, I went through all of them, and I haven't gone through to see which ones I definitely don't think I will knit from, but the easy ones to take out of my stash were the ones that I had duplicates of. So if you can believe that, I had duplicate knitting magazines. So all of these, whoever wins, you will get to pick which of these knitting magazines you would like me to include with your package. So I have Interweave Knits, and this is winter of 2010. Summer of 2011. Summer of 2012. Fall of 2010. Spring of 2013. And spring of 2010. So whoever is the winner, I will tell you which magazines I still have, and you will be able to pick which one you would like me to include in your package. So if you already have all of these, I actually could give you a cross-stitch magazine instead. But if you don't, you might enjoy getting a vintage interweave knits magazine from my collection. So that is all that I have, and what I'm going to try to do to tack on to the end of this video is I'm going to pull out a few of my bins of yarn that have sat on my yarn shelf for a very long time, and I am going to sort the contents of what is in them. Now my plan is to sort it by yarn weight, but also fiber content, mainly whether or not it's washable or not washable. So if I have wool blends that are washable, I would probably include them with the acrylics, but if I have non-washable things, I will put them in their own piles so that they don't all get mixed into a project and later have regret. So while I am doing that, I might come across things that I would like to include in my giveaways, things that have been in my stash far too long that it's time to pass on to a new home. So if you would like to watch that, you can continue watching this video. And if not, I hope you have a great month of June, and I will be back hopefully before the end of June to do another episode to show you more of the things I'm knitting and to have my first giveaway in the Texas Peach Knits Fluff Your Stash Make-Along 2023. So be sure to follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe here so you don't miss your name being called, and post all of your stash fluffing to Instagram. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.